See, the truth of the matter is, especially when the Kendrick one dropped, that leak dropped, it was not what we expected after hearing Drop and Give 'em 50, and Drop and Give 'em 50 was on fire, and the Kendrick fans, no matter what, was going to come up with some kind of excuse for that not to be real. And they were going to say it was AI anyway, whether it is or whether it's not. That's just what we were going to say because we felt like, as Kendrick fans, he was losing. Keep it real. What's good, everybody? This is not going to be a bar breakdown, as I'm just getting this channel reinvigorated. I've done bar breakdown and lyrical explanations of the battle going on between Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Rick Ross, Future, everybody that's going against Drake right now, that's aligning against Drake. And I put up a poll as to whether AI is ruining hip-hop. If people want to be interested in seeing a video on that and the ghostwriting and all the other things that are involved in this new Millennium 2024 battle, most of the people said yes. So here's the video. We're going to discuss the battle, the leaks that I posted. I did post two. And the reason let's start right here. The reason I posted both of those tracks is because I don't believe that those are AI. I don't believe that they fake. Now the Kendrick one, I can kind of see that being fake. I really can. Because of the way AI works, I'm going to discuss that. We definitely going to discuss the ghostwriting part of Drake and how the fans, no matter what, you're going to come up with excuses for your guy to win in this battle between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But first, I want to get into the AI, and I'm gonna put up a poll along with this video if you feel AI is ruining hip hop, and we'll see how that comes out. Now, me personally, I don't think AI at this point is good enough to ruin hip hop, and that's because I understand the way AI works. AI is basically, at least the vocal AI anyway, is a souped up auto-tune, right? It's a pitch and tone mimic technology, basically, right? So it takes how your voice sounds the same way auto-tune takes certain notes and takes another vocal and crams that vocal into those notes. It's kind of the same thing, except now it pretty much takes the mapping of somebody's voice. The one thing about the AI thing is that most of the times, if the person is rapping too fast, it'll flutter, kind of like the T-Pain effect. And that's why a lot of people, when they put out AI tracks, they keep the sound kind of low quality, so to speak, right? I'm not even sure if you can do high quality AI raps that the lyrics are not spit slowly. You know what I'm saying? So the AI can keep up. So when I listen to the Drake one, even though it sounds like it's inside of a room, inside of a studio, and you can mimic that too. You can make a room reverb effect to make it sound like you're listening to something inside of a studio. But I think that the timing of both of them being released at the same time, follow me for a second for everybody who wants to say the Kendrick one is definitely AI. First of all, the Kendrick lyrics sound like they were written definitely before Drop and Give Me 20, Drop and Give Me 50, Drop and Give Me 20. Where did I get that from? Drop and Give Me 50 came out. They were definitely written before then. And we have to remember that Drop and Give 'em 50 leaked first, and then they dropped the final version. Now, I think all of that was strategic. And if the Kendrick version is actually real, we don't know that it was leaked from Kendrick. That could have been leaked from OVO and Drake because they leaked their version of another diss record at the same time. And theirs was noticeably better. First of all, because it was more current. The Kendrick one was obviously written right after J. Cole probably apologized. If it was, like I said, if it's real, I'm not saying it's real. Please do not be in the comments arguing me, it's not real. You all did that enough when I dropped when I just put up the leaks. And I saw the guy that was on TikTok with the recessed braids. Look, that was an obvious clout chase, because if you made the AI diss for Kendrick, you show the whole process, because you're leaving a lot of money on the table by not doing so. There's a lot of companies who would use somebody that's that good at using AI, that they fooled everybody like that, right? Come on. But again, I'm not 100% saying that it's not fake. Unless Kendrick or his camp come out and say that it's fake, which I haven't seen anybody come out. I saw OVO say that they thought it was real. I haven't seen anybody address whether either one of them was fake. Now, I understand Daylight came out, and Daylight is a rapper on TDE, but Daylight likes to troll, loves to troll, is known as a troll. He's not Punch, he's not Top, he's not Schoolboy, J-Rock, Keem. That's who I would have to hear from to believe that it was AI, and then I would have to know where it came from, who made the AI, and to show the whole process of making said AI. Why hide it? See, the truth of the matter is, especially when the Kendrick one dropped, that leak dropped, it was not what we expected after hearing Drop and Give 'Em 50, and Drop and Give 'Em 50 was on fire, and the Kendrick fans, no matter what, was going to come up with some kind of excuse for that not to be real. And they were going to say it was AI anyway, whether it is or whether it's not. That's just what we were going to say because we felt like, as Kendrick fans, he was losing. Keep it real. And we have to understand that leaks are as old as hip hop is, almost. And back in the day, before there was the internet, people used to pay engineers and pay programmers and pay security guards and pay anybody to, DJs used to, pay to get the record early and put it on the radio or have it at the party, have it at the club. Artists would leak the songs that they liked on their album and that the record company probably wasn't going to go with on the album. They would leak their own records. People from the studio just flat out steal the record and put it out just to get some clout. And that happens a lot now in the digital age. Let's just keep it real. That's what happens. Or people fall out, or they have a bad, like what Rick Ross is doing right now, what Metro Boomin is doing right now, snitching on the ghostwriting situation and releasing reference tracks. And you have to think about it. If you just a studio worker, somebody who works in a studio, somebody who programs, somebody who's an engineer, they don't treat those people very well most of the time, especially if they like nerdy people. They don't really have any investment in the record. They're not a writer. They're not really talented, right? If somebody offers you, if Drake was to offer somebody who works around the studio that Kendrick and them record at, if they offered them $50,000, you think they're not taking it? If that was you, would you take it? To sneak some of the recordings out of the studio and send them over to Drake and them? Of course you would. And vice versa, and all the way around. That happens. But I think what's being missed in all of this discussion is, understand, this is not the battles of way back in the day, Ice Cube versus NWA, LL Cool J, Biggie and Pac. All of those battles, even Common and Ice Cube and Jay and Nas, that's probably the closest one to this. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars on the line these days, especially when you have basically the two top MCs. It was the three top MCs in all of hip hop. You've never really had that before in a lyrical, just pure rap battle. You know, the Tupac and Biggie thing, that was a personal issue. And it kind of leaked over into music, not the other way around. This is literally careers. This is not a personal issue. That's why Drake mentioning Kendrick's wife, hopefully, and I would think that they're smart enough to have discussed what's in bounds, what's out of bounds, bro. We about to do this. Let's do this. What's in bounds, what's out of bounds. And they already had that discussion. I don't think that Drake is, I hope he's not crazy enough to just do that and take this somewhere it doesn't need to go. But we have to understand the amount of, this is really legacy, and the amount of actual just money and tour money and all the things that can generate from this battle going well for both parties. So there's going to be gamesmanship. There's going to be leaks. There's going to be trolling. You see what Rick Ross is doing on social media. Okay. You see what Drake is doing on social media. Him and Rick Ross are having a ball insulting each other. I mean, they're talking about private jets and people are getting upset. I mean, I wish I could have an argument about with somebody about how garbage their private jet is compared to mine. That would be a great argument. I wouldn't be too upset about that. And speaking of Rick Ross and Drake going back and forth, let's get into the ghostwriting. Now, a lot of the critics of Drake, a lot of the Kendrick fans, they always bring up the ghostwriting, and I do understand it. But I think you have to understand this. All of your favorite artists, have reference tracks to some of the songs that they've done. And what does that mean when I say reference tracks? That means that somebody came up with a song idea, and whether they had the hook, whether they had the verses, they gave that to the artist, and that's what started the artist's process in making a song. Now, is it as egregious as the Quentin Miller situation with Drake? Probably not in the case of Kendrick Lamar. I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. Well, there's other artists I would speak for as far as them rapping. Nas, Eminem. I think that they write all of their own lyrics for the most part. But everybody does get help in the studio with their lyrics. Now, and what we have to decide is, what's ghostwriting? You know what I mean? What is it? And the problem with people admitting that they are ghostwriters, most of the time you sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, not to tell, and you're paid on that. And you can be sued if you break it. That's why Rick Ross is not going to directly say what he wrote and what he may not have wrote for records that he has with Drake or for Drake. But I'm old enough to remember when Drake was the ghostwriter for Lil Wayne. That was the rumor. When Drake first started out, he was one of Wayne's ghostwriters with Gilly the Kid and all of those people, when Young Money was first really getting hot. So though the ghostwriting thing, because Drake was caught red-handed and his reference tracks were released, and the Lil Yachty one is now released too, Drake, he's gonna have to wear that. But to me, knowing how records are made, you have to understand this too, as far as the leaks and the AI and all of that. The way professionals make songs, there's 3 other versions of the song that you hear once it's released that's left on the hard drive. Because you don't just go into a studio, write the first amount of bars, and that's it, and it's over. That's not how that goes. You write the song, then okay, we listen to it, different people listen to it, give suggestions, write it, perform it again, take some things out, match it up some more, then maybe 3rd or 4th or 5th time, you have a complete song, and most of those songs aren't even heard. For every record that you hear on an album, there's 2 more records that didn't make the album. So when you have more than one person working and helping with the songs, it's not as bad of a mark as a lot of people try to make it out to be. It's just not. It's the way it goes. It's the way records are made. People help with verses, with hooks, with melodies, with tempo. That's just the way it goes. The team is going to help. So the ghostwriter thing, though, yes, it's a little bit of a mark, it's not as big of a deal as everybody's trying to make it out to be. Now, of course, if you're battling somebody, you're going to bring it out. It's kind of dirty, and it's kind of like snitching when you ghost wrote for somebody and then you tell on them. I mean, because you know how the process goes. You participate in the process. You haven't said anything this whole time, and now all of a sudden you bring it out that you ghost wrote for a person in the battle. That's the definition of snitching, let's be honest. But we have to understand how much money, fame, legacy is on the line in this battle. I don't think we've ever had a battle of this magnitude in hip hop that was solely based on music and musical ability. Wasn't based on anything street, wasn't based on any real beefs or anything. This is strictly career and legacy, and who's going to go down as the best of this generation. And I'm saying all that to say there will be ghostwriters, there will be help, there will be assistance in this battle. That's just going to happen. Because I'm going to be honest, that Drake leak, the bar sounded crazy. And the beat was crazy. So did Drake do that this quick all on his own? I don't know. If he did, then it's gonna be a problem. And sidebar, Drake, and if anybody from Drake's camp ever hears this before y'all decide what you're gonna do in a response after Kendrick drops, if you take the end of Drop and Give Him 50 where they switch to the next song, if you start with that and then have a beat switch up to that leak, Kendrick is gonna be in trouble. Cause both of those beats, they different tempos, but if he do a beat switch up from that one to that, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Now I still got all my money on K-Dot, of course. And as fans, that's what we should be excited about. Some people are getting a little too political. They in their feelings. I mean, I don't know if Drake took your girl. I don't know if Kendrick hurt your feelings when he was talking. When he was maybe doing some uplifting raps. But there's y'all a little too excited and aggressive towards hating these people that you really don't know. This should be fun. It should be exciting. There shouldn't be too much vitriol. People cussing each other out in the comments. I understand that's the internet, that's social media, but some of y'all are a little too invested. Personally, y'all taking these as personal attacks, and it's just two artists going at it as they should. And it's about 12 artists going at one. And I'm gonna do a video on that as well, because another thing that shows you how important what's going on in this battle is Lupe Fiasco, Joe Budden, The Game, all these people coming out picking sides and getting their personal grievances off through these two people, these two giants of hip hop going at each other. This is very, very interesting, but leave your opinion in the comments below. I've been talking for too long right now. Leave your opinion in the comments below on the ghostwriting and the AI. Is AI ruining hip hop? Just the threat of it, whether it's real or not. Do y'all feel like, is that taken away from the fun of the battle? Now, please remember to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm going to be dropping bar breakdowns. I'll always take any suggestions in the comments as far as songs. Maybe you want broken down for the lyrics, as far as having the lyrics explained or broken down. Share the video, trying to grow this channel. Found a new niche as far as explaining the lyrics and doing bar breakdowns for hip hop music. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for everybody who subscribed. This channel has exploded pretty quickly, like over in a few days. So thank everybody who's supporting, representing. Thank you all. I'll keep doing it as best I can, as much as I can. Thank you for watching and listening. I'm out.